Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and this video I'm again reacting to LowTierGod, or you can just say Dale. She was 17, and let's get started.
Dale Emmanuel Wilson, a man who needs no introduction. He is the jug-pissing, disability-mocking, rage-quitting...
Wait a second, I don't even know that he was pissing in jugs.
Fucking... You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
Sorry, I meant mentally untouchable, degenerate, who keeps surprising people with just how low he can go. And despite him vehemently denying that he is a lol cow,
I'm not no motherfucking LOL cow, whatever the fuck it's called.
His constant interactions with and crash outs about detractors,
I don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to you broke ass niggas.
as well as his dedicated trolls exposing each new development in his sad life, have long established him as having that status. A while ago, I covered Dale's career and controversies, including many instances that contributed to the garnering of his loyal troll following. In that video, I went through an interview that had somewhat recently come out from No Jumper, in which Dale claims that many of these moments in his life were simply due to an act he put on to become famous, and that he was in many ways moving on from this persona.
Like what kind of persona? Because I'm pretty sure the thing which he was doing before was not an act, but it was the real his main persona which he was showing, and then he realized that it was not a good idea to show that persona because he was getting banned because of that, and then he decided to tone down everything, and now he is acting like a saint.
And since then, many things have come to light that have pretty much definitively confirmed that this was, well, a crock of shit. I'm sure many of those who watched that interview or my video would have been able to see that even back then, but I guess it didn't hurt to have a little optimism. Unfortunately though, since then many things have come to light, including the alleged grooming of one of his long-term girlfriends, refusing to raise or pay child support for his daughter, being in mountains of debt, and having a restraining order against him for domestic abuse. Things that, even if you didn't have a problem with his former controversies online, are real-world instances that make it undeniable that he's a terrible person. And thanks to the large number of extremely persistent and perceptive trolls following his every move, Dale is now going viral once again as people antagonize him with real-time debt counters, section...
Yeah, I have seen those videos, and also there was a funny other thing that people just place also the age of him, how much his age is, and that is also a funny thing to see that, because he is always actively trying to say that he is not that old, while in reality he is that old.
Fit checks, and constant reminders of his many failures. So let's go through these instances and explore just how Dale has left behind his old character and truly embraced the new and improved LowTierGod.
I'm an alien. I don't have human emotion. You guys are gonna witness me fake it. See, humans can't relate to somebody who's not human.
I love his retarded humor.
Just a disclaimer, many of the things covered in this video are speculative and or alleged, and the purpose of this video is simply to compile significant developments in Dale's story since I last covered him. Alright, let's go. Now, as anyone who knows anything about LowTierGod would know, he is extremely insecure about his age.
How old are you now?
How old do you think I am?
69.
29.
Let's go with it.
Come on, I cannot believe that he said that he is 28.
38? I'm not 38.
God damn!
I think he's 42, if I remember correctly.
Wait, you like 40 though, right? 32, 30. I'm 50, nigga.
And this could be for many reasons, such as that he's ashamed of constantly raging at video games,
Fuck! Shut!
or of not having accomplished many of his goals. As we also know, thanks to a video by Shang Tsung, Dale was born in 1984 and is well into what the kids would refer to as unk status, or depending on your generation, an old head. These are pretty decent reasons to be insecure about his age, but as many have pointed out, he actually looks pretty good for being in his 40s. So what if there was a different reason? Very soon after I made my first video on Dale, Shang Tsung would drop another expose elaborating on this possible other reason, which is that he doesn't want people to know the age gap between him and one of his girlfriends, who I've seen referred to as multiple names, and I'm not sure which is right, so I'm just going to refer to her as A. The beginning of the video recounts Dale's relationship with A, including several moments of him becoming aggressive with her.
Fucker, I swear to God.
You're not putting hands on no one.
Tell me that again, dude.
What you gonna do?
Tell me what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm not fucking around.
You're not putting hands on no one.
Get the fuck off my stream, dude. Seriously.
Again, I will repeat myself, which I have already talked about in the last video of LowTierGod, that why the hell girls are obsessed with him, or maybe like they don't want to leave him. Come on, he's not that much of a rich guy or have that much of a good personality. You can just literally see that he's crashing out now. But still, I don't know, I think some girls, I can't say a lot about it, but I don't know how their brain function even works. There is some meme where SpongeBob in a handcuffs, which he can literally remove it easily, but he don't want to because it is the mentality of SpongeBob that it is a crime, or maybe he can't leave that. It is very similar to this girl, that she has plenty of opportunities to leave this guy, but she don't want to.
I'm not playing.
What's not you?
And initially culminating in them breaking up because he chose to miss their 4-year anniversary to go to EVO, the Super Smash Bros. Tournament, without her. This transitions into the period in which Dale began to disparage A on stream, as well as when he claimed he no longer believed in love, and started to say all that red pill shit I went over before, like how a man has to get 50 bodies before getting married or something.
I'm literally a mutant. I'm an alien. I don't have human emotion. Now, you guys are gonna witness me fake it. You're going to. See, humans can't relate to somebody who's not human.
He also called her new boyfriend old, which interestingly enough led to the first indication of his true age, as it turns out that he and her new boyfriend were exactly the same age. Embarrassing. Anyway, this is when A would make a birthday post showing that she was turning 25. Now, using the information provided when they previously mentioned their 4-year anniversary, trolls such as Simp Felon, nice name, were able to extrapolate that when they started dating, Dale would have been 29 and A would have allegedly been 17, leading to the origins of the grooming claims. However, Chang Tsung points out that their quote-unquote anniversary was actually the day that they met, not the day they started dating. He also noticed that in the entire video, which was a mukbang vlog, there are only 2 cuts, one where she recounts when they met, and one when she is saying that she could have destroyed him.
It wasn't our anniversary, it was the day we met. Every time that day comes around, I wanted to destroy this man.
Yeah.
But
Almost did too, but
when? Please. Please. And how he would tell me like on stream how people would be like, he told her to shut the f up.
Now these cuts and the circumstances, with the age of consent being 18 years old, led Chang Tsung to speculate that they could have made their anniversary up as the day they met to cover up that they actually did date then. But either way, it is evidence that they met then and would later date. I will say that the anniversary being known as the day they met is an interesting choice, especially considering, as is pointed out, that they mentioned this odd detail so many times.
anniversary's once 1 year.
Anyways, it wasn't our anniversary, it was the day we met.
Topping all this off, Chang Tsung also points to this Instagram story made by A, which definitely could add to mounting suspicions. There's a lot more information in this video, but I just wanted to cover the A grooming allegations, so definitely check it out if you wanted to see everything there.
Okay, so I think if somebody is watching this video and you want me to react to this video, I will do that, because I would love to know all about LowTierGod.
Now on to something LowTierGod is also insecure about, but probably for much more obvious reasons, his debt. I've been seeing a ton of Section 8 jokes.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of those memes on the TikTok especially. I am pretty sure he's really famous on TikTok because I have rarely seen his clip on Instagram, or maybe they are not recommended to me, but on TikTok I have seen a lot of memes regarding him and a lot of clips from his stream where he just crash out if he lose a match, and also about the Section 8 meme about his daughter being in death or depth. I can't even pronounce that word. You know what I mean by that, and many more jokes about him.
Ton of references about being in debt, and for these there's definitely a lot of pushback from the mentally untouchable god himself.
If you think I'm gonna be one of those dumbass niggas that try to live in a lavish apartment before getting a home, you're dumb. I'm not a typical black, you worthless dumbass. I'm not gonna flat out tell you dumb niggas that's in here trying to hate watch. But are you stupid niggas paying attention? I don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to you broke ass niggas.
First off, referencing those who claim he is living in Section 8 housing, I've seen conflicting information about this and wouldn't want to dox his address either. For those who don't know, Section 8 housing is a housing program for struggling low-income families.
Yeah, I think I have heard about it, and also it was pretty much confirmed, if I remember correctly or not, that he has some guy who is his roommate and he is also from Section 8, so that's why people were suspecting about him. And also his house is like pretty much empty, so that's why a lot of people were saying like, yeah, he can be from that because he is in death, you know what I was saying.
And provides rent assistance. I've seen a lot of people claiming Dale uses this program, as well as some others claiming he's living in low-income housing for those who make less than $50,000 a year. And while the memes and jokes regarding this are certainly funny, I don't want to engage in unnecessary speculation or doxing. However, what seems to have been a more concrete discovery came when trolls hacked into Dale's bank and leaked what is allegedly his credit report. And this is where we find some very interesting information about this financial genius.
The moon landing was fake? No, what happened with the moon is we went one time, we was fucking with it too much, and the creator, or the beings that work for the creator, said you guys aren't allowed back. You're trying to...
I would love to hear him describe every single conspiracy theory, because that will be the funniest shit he can ever do, and I think it will be pretty entertaining thing for him to start making videos like Wendigoon.
Drill into this megastructure, which the moon is actually a megastructure. That's why we haven't went back. The moon is a megastructure. The moon is not an actual moon. It's a megastructure. Inside of it is all the shit. It's a giant satellite. Inside of the moon is all the shit that controls the currents on Earth, the gravity.
The main outstanding detail is the considerable amount of debt, coming in at over $120,000. If this is to be taken as the truth, he's even more similar to Darkside Phil than everyone initially expected.
I don't know a lot about the dark side Phil guy, so I have never heard about him. So I think it will be pretty good idea for me to watch a video about him, like what he did. That will be a pretty interesting thing to do.
Everyone initially expected. And of course, this gave way to the classic debt counters and people constantly clowning on him for his poor financial decisions.
And another thing I have seen a lot is that people will describe his age, and that will be also the part of the video. I think he's 20, I mean by 42 or 43 years old, which is very funny that if somebody say to him that how much of old guy you are, he will become angry instantly. And I think seen a one clip of him where I think he was using some kind of filter for his face, so he will look young. And I just forgot about a lot of things, but I don't remember what another things was about his daughter, that there was a lot of AI generated meme which was very funny, that whenever he tried to react to them, he will just crash out and decide to say like, Ben, this guy.
In response to which he basically just calls them all broke and unemployed.
So guarantee somebody calling me a broke ass bum. I've seen your pics. Your hat don't cost more than the whole outfit.
But another very interesting detail was allegedly spotted on this credit report, and that is a payment for something extremely concerning. Now, we all know that Dale would be a really great parent.
You want to see what I found?
I love the humor.
Would that be funny? She's like, you want to eat my pussy?
Will you show me how to use it? I couldn't find any bullets.
Sorry, we don't...
If something's wrong, I should know. What if I have to use one? Okay.
And if he ever gets to his goal of 50 bodies, there would be no better choice of father to entrust a child with. And he can finally get that professional athlete he's been talking about, which is, of course, the only thing a dad is there for.
If you're 6'7" and you're not a professional athlete, your parents were just garbage parents.
But
I remember about the last video that he was talking about how his father don't get him into NBA or his brother because they were tall enough, and he was crying about it. But come on, not every single 6'7" guy will become NBA player or maybe go to another sports. They can live a normal life and do normal job also.
But with some indications of a possible child support payment being seen in Dale's credit report, trolls began to dig deeper, with one known as Meth Bear on Twitter eventually finding this, an alleged form showing that he was required to pay child support for a daughter born in 2014.
I just remember about it that there was a video on TikTok which was from his own live stream. But the thing was that he was trying to pretend that he just mistakenly show his notepad, but in that notepad there was money how much he has paid for his daughter. He has written there that she's not his daughter because there was not a single DNA test, so it does not confirm anything. And he was demanding and angry about that he decided to pay that amount of money, but he don't even know if she is her daughter or not.
That he was required to pay child support for a daughter born in 2014.
This man Dale has a 10-year-old daughter. And if you have been trolling Dale and following behind this man, you would know some of the shit that he says about having a daughter.
Dale,
yeah, I am pretty sure that he says some of the horrendous shit about girls, and especially I think his ex-wife was describing like how he was saying that she is a girl and he don't want to raise her, and like she will do a lot of I can't even say he say a lot of bad stuff about his daughter, like what she will grow up and do with boys, you know what I mean by that. And that was the worst thing he can ever say, and that's why I decided to become hater of LowTierGod.
has denied this to mixed response. And I mean, who knows? Trolls are accusing him of being a deadbeat dad. That seems pretty pessimistic, right? Maybe he'd pull it together and come around to be a great parent.
Ask you guys a question. How many of us in our life with intentions of having a child? Yeah, I've never like, damn, I want to create a baby with this visual with some music in the background. Like, I'm not trying to smash to get you pregnant. So yes, I believe in ABs. I also think that there should be a new law.
What is ABs? I don't know. Can you like write in the comment section? By the way, I am from Pakistan. English is like my sixth language, so I don't know what some of the terms are, and my English is not that great, so that's why I'm deciding to improve my English a lot.
That says, let's just say if we smash and you get pregnant, there should be a new law that says if we don't collectively agree that we both want this child, then I should sign over my rights, and legally you can't do anything. Like, that's how I feel like it should be. Like, I think as lame as...
By the way, it does not even make sense why he is dodging his daughter and also his wife. Like, I'm pretty sure she's not his wife. They never get married, but you know what I mean by that. How about you just start a family with her and live a better life and become a better father, rather than just doing whatever the shit he's doing. I'm pretty sure he does not have any girlfriend and he does not have any bigger thing to do. So how about you just fix everything with your life?
That you could smash a bitch for fun, right? And she says, I'm pregnant. You're like, all right, well, what are we in? Like, I'm not ready to be a father. And she's like, well, I'm ready to be a mother. Child support coming. Like, how the f does that make sense? Like, I literally smashed you for sex.
Total lack of accountability here from this 40-year-old man. Just wrap it up. Like, what? So as expected, this spawned yet another wave of relentless criticism, with the trolls determined yet again not to let Dale forget about this.
This is not unbelievable though. I've asked a bitch to send me a shit pic before. But the only reason I did that, cause I thought I was like, I was like, this bitch is so sexy, there's no way she dookies. So she was like, my stomach hurts, blah, blah, blah. I was like, let me get a picture of it.
What the did he just ask the picture of her stomach, or I'm pretty sure he did ask a picture of that shit?
I mean, at least for me, when I search up deadbeat on TikTok, LowTierGod is the only thing that comes
up. He will never able to remove his digital footprint from any social media website.
Additionally, the alleged baby mama, known as Rose, did do an interview regarding the situation.
I don't have an issue with people like streaming stuff. Like that's
One second. Anybody else dropping anybody else's name in my fucking chat, you getting fucking banned, bro. Go suck whoever dick. Excuse my language. Go perform that act on whoever you want.
Though many of Dale's critics seem to think that either the interviewer was a fan of Dale, or she didn't want to talk about him much, or both, and the consensus is that this interview was largely unhelpful. Something that Meth Bear also posted on Twitter is an alleged restraining order filed against a Dale Wilson with the goal of preventing domestic abuse. Dale has been known to get aggressive with his female partners on stream in the past, whether it is looking at them threateningly or shouting at them.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of clip, and I don't think that he did something bad like hitting them, but his behavior is the worst ever.
What? You're fucking inconsiderate ass fucking child? What? Nah, you're not gonna get off the phone without letting me say what the fuck I gotta say?
And records of litigation against him due to fear of abuse date back to at least 2005. This also goes to show that despite Dale claiming that his persona was what caused him to rage constantly on stream, he clearly has issues with his temper in real life, and has had them for 2 decades and counting.
The clip in the context is somebody in my chat saying something and I just say some shit back. Yeah. So if I do it now, it's more so just for entertainment. Like man, people say shit in my chat 24/7, but I just don't really respond like that anymore. I like just for wow factor and nostalgia, I'll just pick something out and say something. That's basically it. But everything, I used to respond to every fucking thing. That's where the clips came from.
The fact that Dale has consistently maintained that his behavior is all an act, and even gone as far as to blatantly lie about not having personality issues that he clearly has, as well as lie about his age, lie about his financial position, and constantly antagonize anyone trying to get at the truth, are reflective on the trolls who in turn go to extreme lengths to leave no stone unturned. LowTierGod trolls are extremely funny at times and certainly do not let anything get past them. Everything can become an insult, a reference to his failures, and definitely a pun based on his apparent depth.
The trolls named this shit Nightmare on Section 8. Them boys are relentless. Like, if I ever get a hate base even a quarter as big as LTG's, I'm leaving the internet for good.
Although sometimes he doesn't even really make it that hard for them to get ammunition.
Throughout some point in time of this live stream, I would like to attempt to get sturdy.
Because most of the time he did say that he want to become actor, but I don't think you can just become actor by doing this kind of shit.
Anyway, I do think it is very important to keep Dale accountable, and to not let anyone forget the things he's done. And if it takes keeping a live debt counter and making fun of the Nightmare on Section 8 to keep people interested in doing that, then I'm all for it. But that's why I thought to make this video, because I noticed these posts and comments are getting like a lot of likes, and evolving beyond a niche troll community. So I wanted to compile everything that's happened since my and a lot of other videos were made. A lot of mainstream YouTube viewers might be forgetting about LowTierGod, or thinking,
wait a second, LowTierGod roast for 9 hours straight, what the hell? Yeah, I can't even watch this.
that everything he's done is limited to being mean to people on fighting games, but that clearly isn't the case, and there's certainly a lot of things he's done to avoid responsibility and accountability for his actions. Now, how does someone with his magnanimous intellect subvert and evade these criticisms? Obviously, the first and foremost way Dale combats his trolls and detractors is to, well, lose his shit.
If you black and positive in my stream today, and you're not upset at me for wearing a fucking Balenciaga tee that I've worn 1,000,000 times on stream, give yourself a fucking goddamn clap, nigga.
It's not that big of a deal. Well, it's not that big of a deal for you to be in my chat. You're a bum. You don't live my life, so you wouldn't know what's a big deal. You're worth.
And the thing I have noticed about him is that if he become angry, he says stuff which he's targeting that hater only, but in reality, if you watch the whole clip, you will realize that he is talking to that, but the thing he say is like that he's talking about every single viewer who is watching him. Like, let's see this clip again and you will realize what I'm saying.
It's not that big of a deal. Well, it's not that big of a deal for you to be in my chat. You're a bum. You don't live my life, so you wouldn't know what's a big deal. You're a worthless ass in my YouTube chat. You don't know how it feels to be in my shoes. You don't get money. You're a worthless ass. You're in my chat on a Friday night. You don't have an audience. Your life sucks. You were born for nothing. It wouldn't be a big deal to you because wouldn't nobody want to use your shit. You're worthless.
Rage quitting.
And he says stuff like that to especially haters, but that thing applies to all of his viewers who are watching him, even if they are not hate watching and they love Dale. It's just direct attack to them, but I don't understand how the viewer can just listen to his shit and will say like, okay, he's just talking about that guy, but in reality he's talking about every single guy who is watching him.
And going on rants and tirades about how they're unemployed bums is the tried and true strategy he's come up with. There's also the clear steps he's taken historically to copyright strike and get creators who have criticized him taken down, including trying to ruin entire careers, as well as, of course, trying to take down videos or restreams from trolls.
If I can get a hold to a couple other people off that channel that he's uploading videos about, we could all submit flags and kill that dude's channel. Like there was something I filled out on TikTok for a trademark claim, right? From some fucking obsessed weirdo. So I did it for like all this videos and I like forgot about it too. So I'm like, all right, I did it to this one page and I just kind of like, I didn't hear anything, I left it alone. And then like 2 months later, they fucking granted all the trademark claims and removed all the videos.
A notable recent example was the banning of low-tier Balrog, which, as many astute trolls have pointed out, is reminiscent of a great novel called 1984, a date that certainly has no other significance to the situation. Anyway, low-tier Balrog, coined from the derogatory name Dale uses to refer to black people, despite some rather obvious contradictions, was a channel that posted LowTierGod clips with very creative titles, such as, LowTierGod says he can't deny his young fans a picture, yet he denies his young daughter a present father. LowTierGod talks about why he doesn't want to get married like he has a choice. LowTierGod pretends he's a humble rog and not a boastful baboon. And finally, the iconic, LowTierGod brags about new home like a Twitch ban won't send him back to low-income housing. Brutal. Dale would, of course, find these posts and acknowledge them on stream, as well as allegedly send this very funny DM on Twitter. Your highest achievement in life analytically will be you posting a bogus image of negative video about me. Your envy will never allow you to reach real heights in life with your craft. Also, just notice you're black.
He is also black, but he's hating on other blacks.
Low-tier Balrog would then claim that LowTierGod filed a copyright strike against him, causing him to private his videos. In large part, these titles and clips are responsible for the resurgence of LowTierGod hate, and of course this.
Look at the likes on these videos. You will realize that how much people hate him.
Would result in their ban. The practice of attempting to get haters or detractors banned is all too familiar to Dale. A third way of avoiding criticism and accountability is through some interesting moderating strategies on his streams. A particularly egregious example of this is when he apparently tells his mod to ban the word child, referring to it as the C word in order to avoid mentions of his daughter that he refuses to raise.
I don't have one of those, you're banned. Let's add the C word into auto mod. Thank you. Hold on a sec. Alright, I bet.
He's also started to ban people for wishing him a happy Father's Day in his chat.
Hello, LTG, happy dad's day.
Oh my gosh, shut the
Was your
fuck up with that
Valencia
fake
shirt
ass bullshit,
90
bitch
bucks?
ass. Tell your dad that I ain't nobody's dad, bitch. Let me put that shit on auto mod too.
While funny, this is also horrible, and he shouldn't be able to get away with this behavior. Now, as for what the future holds, I think it's pretty clear at this point that the hopeful, or at least open-ended interpretation I had of Dale's interview in my previous video was too naive. I don't think there's any hope of Dale changing in the future, and there's also no chance of trolls excusing his actions or letting any slip-ups pass without ruthless mockery. And even though Dale will likely not face any legal consequences for any possible wrongdoings, he's certainly had financial consequences for his online behavior, whether it is to the extent that the trolls speculate or not. And he's also had to pay through relentless online trolling. And while that's certainly not the ideal situation, as he'll be able to go on neglecting his daughter and crashing out at video games.
Biologically, I'm your dad. Outside of that, I'm not your father. See, a father is present through love based off of a love kid, a love child. I am not your fucking father. Biologically, I did help create you. But outside of that, I want no parts.
At least that may provide some solace. I'd like to credit some of the notable accounts I've referenced in this video, such as Shang Tsung, LowTier Balrog, Kermillion, MethBear on Twitter, and more, and I'll link my resources in the description as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to leave a like if you liked it, a dislike if you disliked it, and leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see next.
Yeah, it was pretty good video, and I love videos like that, especially against Dale. I would love to watch these kind of videos again and again, especially. That's it for today's video. I think next video I will react to some other kind of videos. I don't know which type, but you can recommend me if you want to. And that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.